Earlier this year, I unboxed the Shark 3 from OutdoorMaster, and I have been loving it for all of my paddleboarding adventures. But my biggest complaint was how heavy and bulky it is. It's great if you can drive right up to the put-in, but not so great for like backcountry adventures, which is why I'm excited to try the Vortex Pro. The Vortex Pro is also from OutdoorMaster. It is going to be a good bit slower than Shark 3, but it is much lighter and smaller. Full disclosure, OutdoorMaster did send me this to try, but as always, I'll be giving my honest opinion on it. So let's get this unboxed and fully charged, and then I'll do a speed test comparing the Vortex Pro to the Shark 3. And also, I'll do a noise comparison because I did a video on the Shark 3 before, and that was the main complaint I got, was that I didn't show how loud it is. So now that I have another electric pump, I will compare the two. And then once that's done, I'm gonna go out paddling because I just got home from vacation, and while I did some absolutely beautiful hiking, I haven't been paddleboarding in like a month. And that is entirely way too long, especially for July. It's like prime paddleboarding season. Okay, so we got a nice case. Shark 3 did not come with a case. It's a little guide. Alright, we got the pump itself, which definitely lighter, and as you can see, a bit smaller. Inflate and deflate, PSI, power, plus and minus. So we have USB-C cord, and then I believe this one's for a car. Yeah, so USB-C and car charging cords. I think it comes with all of the same connections as the Shark 3 did. Let's get this charged and then we can start testing. So I charged the pump, which both pumps support 45-watt fast charging, got distracted by butterflies, and started testing. Up first is the Shark 3, which I did test before in my review video for it, but I wanted to test it again, because science. The board I'm using for testing is the Kokopelli Chasm Lite, which is 10 feet long, 30 inches wide, and 6 inches thick, and I'll be inflating to 14.8 psi. Both pumps are capable of inflating up to 20 psi, but this board is not. The Shark 3 took 3 minutes and 41 seconds to fully inflate the board this time, which is a 4-second improvement over the last time I tested it. Up next is the Vortex Pro, and first I have to mention, I did have a bit of trouble getting this to attach to my board. The nozzle is very similarly shaped as the one that came with the Shark 3, but it is ever so slightly different. I could get it to go onto the board without an issue, but had a hard time getting it to twist and stay on. I looked at some other reviews and no one else mentioned this, so I may just have a board with a very tight tolerance. I was able to get it on though, and I think with a little use it'll get easier. The Vortex Pro took 8 minutes and 36 seconds to fully inflate the board, which is to be expected. My main complaint about the Shark 3 is how bulky and heavy it is, but that's what allows it to be so fast. On the other hand, the Vortex Pro is smaller and lighter, but it does take a little bit longer to inflate your board. For reference, the Shark 3 weighs 6 pounds 6 ounces, and the Vortex Pro weighs 3 pounds 12 ounces. And I weighed both of those as just the pumps, no hoses or accessories or anything. Additionally, I was able to inflate my board nearly 5 times with the Shark 3, and almost 4 times with the Vortex Pro. The Vortex Pro is also a bit cheaper. At the time of recording, the Vortex Pro is $140, while the Shark 3 is $180. However, you can use code ALWAYSADVENTURING for 15% off at OutdoorMaster. There were a few people who were disappointed I didn't include the noise of the pump in my last video, so here's a baseline of bugs screaming. The Shark 3 during stage 1. The Shark 3 during stage 2, the Vortex Pro during stage 1, and the Vortex Pro during stage 2. The screen on the Vortex Pro is also a bit brighter than on the Shark 3, which is nice, as the Shark 3 can be a little difficult to see in bright sunlight, which isn't a huge issue however. If you're like me, you'll set the PSI once and not have to worry about it. Both of these pumps remember what you had them set to last, So you just need to turn them on and start the pump, which consists of holding the power button and then clicking it once. A few more notes before I give my final thoughts. It's worth noting both of these pumps can be used as a battery bank. I personally prefer to bring a dedicated battery bank, but it is a nice feature to have in case you do need it. At first, I was mildly disappointed that the Vortex Pro does not have a nice handle like the Shark 3 does, but it does in fact have a handle. It just tucks away nicely, which is appreciated as it makes it more compact to pack. And finally, it's worth noting, the Vortex Pro does feature quad port cooling to prevent overheating. Throughout my testing, I have not had any issues with overheating with either pump, but it's nice to know that is something they've thought about. So, which pump do I recommend? Honestly, it's going to come down to your personal priorities. If you care most about speed and plan to be inflating multiple boards, I think the Shark 3 would be a better choice. If you care more about portability and only plan to inflate your own board, I would go with the Vortex Pro. Please let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be always adventuring.